Alright class, settle down. Today, we'll be learning in today's Panda Talk, the Panda's Guide to EDM Genres. There were two ways I could have gone about this topic. I could have been extremely analytical, or I could give no care in the world and make this fun while also a learning experience. Regardless, I'm ready for about 4 comments telling me that what I said in this video is misleading. Is everybody ready?
Aye, Captain!
Then let's begin. Let's start with electro. Electro is usually around 128 BPM and will often have a kick every single beat in a measure, also known as 4 to the floor. They're often distinct in comparison to house, as electro has a lot stronger of a drum kick, and oftentimes also distinct differences in synths used. Electro being that it sounds more electronic-y. With house, like electro, is 128 BPM and also has a 4 to the floor beat pattern. A main distinction oftentimes is that house often has more minimalism and repetitiveness to the track. Keep in mind, not all house is the same, as it seems to be like 30 or more subgenres of house that I don't care to delve into. House and electro can be sometimes difficult to differentiate, as they both actually come from the old umbrella genre of disco.
Come with me.
Now if we take electro or house and add a bit more bass and stronger kicks, you get breaks. Breaks, also known as breakbeat, is often 128 BPM but can differentiate. Some examples ranging to 100 BPM. According to Wikipedia, breakbeat seems to have derived from older music from the 1980s of having odd or broken beat patterns that would follow with drum loops to follow. This irregular style allows for an interesting track that is not restricted to a 4 on the floor beat. Not to mention that breaks can be chill as well. You better be ready for the fight. Now if we add even more bass, we get trap. Trap is a subgenre of hip-hop where the main premise is often the hi-hats and the hella amount of bass. Trap is also a very dynamic genre that has developed immensely as of recently. Trap can range anywhere from 75 to 175 BPM, but often cross over with other genres. Trap is often referred to as also being darker and a more ominous tone. I mean, the history behind the term trap is a place that would be referred to where drug deals would take place back in the early 2000s. Just think about it. Trap music are basically drugs. Now that the trap is kicking in, here's something controversial. All future bass is trap. Calling a future bass track trap is not wrong. You will piss off a lot of people with that, and I will die with that phrase tattooed on my chest so that everyone knows that trap is superior. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about future bass. Future bass is often just referred to as happy trap, mainly because of the huge influence trap has on future bass. Future bass often has a big focus on the bass line as well as a huge use of sawtooth and square wave synths. Just like trap, it can have a large variety of BPMs, and fun fact of the day, a subgenre of future bass is future trap. Congrats, we traveled in a circle. back on track and move on to dubstep. Dubstep can basically be simplified into one word: wubs. If the song has got a lot of wubs, it's dubstep. Now these wubs are often identified with a strong sub-bass that can fluctuate, which is what brings the term wub. Dubstep often ranges around 140 to 150 BPM. Any faster and people will start crying that it's drum step. Here we go! Someone will ask, so here it is, the Three Musketeers, the second being brostep. Brostep is a name for dubstep with a main focus on wubs in the middle of the spectrum rather than in the sub-bass. And the third musketeer just leaves rhythm, which is basically dubstep that is really dry of a melody and focuses on the very high end of the spectrum. Fun fact, the two genres can also be known as dubstep. Another fun fact, merge trap and dubstep and you get hybrid trap. If you speed up dubstep, you also get drum step, which is what we will talk about next. But we're going to have to stop the video here. I actually recorded the script about 2 weeks ago and started this video around 3 to 4 weeks ago with a script. And this video turned out to take up a lot more work and time than I initially expected. I'm actually saying this thing right now on the 7th of February at 8 o'clock because I only just realized that if I don't split this into 2 parts, the final video is going to be way too long, and honestly, I'd rather put something out on my channel than just kind of leave you guys hanging and waiting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first part so far, and hope you guys are excited for the second part of this video. I guess I should clarify, if you guys haven't really realized from the beginning, this video is kind of meant to be satirical while you're also learning something. So if I am inaccurate in some areas, I completely acknowledge that, and you can correct me if you want so far. In the second video, you'll realize why, in a sense, that I'm kind of not really taking this as seriously as some people would really like me to, but I'll leave that as a mystery for now. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye!